I'm Catherine and I'm back with another review for you, and this one is a twofer, mostly because it's been several months since I read the first book and like a month since I read the second one, so I figured I'd just put them together since they're two books in the same series. So the first one, actually, okay, hold on. So I read the first book, didn't technically read it, I did it as an audiobook because when I was still living in BC, and driving from Squamish to Vancouver was boring as hell. I mean, it was beautiful, yes, we can only look at the beauty so often, and most of the time it's raining. So I found audiobooks were the perfect way to pass the time because my satellite radio did not work, and most radio stations didn't work either. So it was either iPod or audiobook, and audiobook was obviously a great way for me to actually be able to read a book. So, anyway, I did the first one as audiobook, and since I loved it so much, and also technically because I didn't have my copy with me, I did, for the first one, do the, audiobook and regular book, just to, finish it off quicker. Second one, I did the full audiobook, which was awesome. But anyways, these books are The Red Pyramid and The Throne of Fire, which are the first two books in the Kane Chronicles series by Rick Riordan, who also wrote the Percy Jackson series, which is awesome. And if you haven't read it, you really need to go out because it's so good. Much better than the movies make them out to be. Don't go by what the movies are. The movies are awesome, but no. But anyways, so I did the audiobooks. The thing I love about audiobooks is that, if it's books like these ones, you have two alternating characters narrating the story. So in these books, it's Sadie, Kane, and oh my god, I just spaced on the brother's name, Carter. There we go, Sadie and Carter. So they're brother and sister, and they, in the first book, find out that their parents are descendants of royal lines of Egyptian mythology, and that they are actually magicians who are able to, do magic. And it all, like the Percy Jackson, it all relates back to Egyptian mythology. So it's really interesting that way, from a history point of view, where you actually get to learn a lot about Egyptian, not only the mythology, but the history as well, which for Egypt, they're kind of meshed together for quite a long time. So the first book is all about dealing with getting their father back, because their father disappears, he gets kidnapped, kind of. And then the second book is about pretty much making sure that the world doesn't end in 3 days. So they're great, they're really action-packed, and it's nice when you're doing the audiobook because you're dealing with duo narrators, having that voice in your head really makes a difference, I found, with being able to visualize. Plus, when you're driving, it's just awesome. But I liked it that way because it made switching from one narrator to the other so much easier than sometimes when you just regularly read them by yourself. So that was awesome. But yes, go and read them. They're good. Okay, I'm checking my time. I got a minute left. I'm trying to keep these reviews short. Anyways, okay, so the characters in these books are phenomenal. Like all of Riordan's other books, they're very well developed, and with each book you're getting new characters introduced all the time. And admittedly, at times it can be a little overwhelming. The thing that I liked about the audiobooks is that for each specific character, they had a different kind of accented speaking voice. So it was nice that way too. Not only are you hearing the he said, she said, but you're also able to hear how the people who did the voice work for the books interpreted how these people were going to be speaking. So they have the Egyptian goddess Bast, who's in the book, and she sounds like a cat. She's a cat goddess. So they give her this meowing type catty voice, excuse me, my voice, which is awesome. And it really, I find, adds that third dimension onto the characters, because from the description you get, you're able to picture them quite well, and then with the voice inside, it just kind of completes them. But yes, and then the plot lines, you are sucked into these stories. And I just, like, especially with the first book, I wasn't going to be driving into the city, and I needed to know how it ended, so I actually ended up getting a copy from the library, and they didn't have the second copy, which was kind of strange. So you get sucked into the story, especially because it is fast-paced. Like, I mean, each book is only, what, 300 and some pages long? Okay, 400 and some pages long, but the time goes by really quickly because so much happens. Like, each chapter, there's something big that happens that adds on to the actual plot and the outcome, and the adventure, and everything is just fantastic that way. So it really makes it like Harry Potter is, and especially, I mean, same author, of course, like Percy Jackson. You're not only growing with the characters, although the time difference between these books is not a year like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson are. And they don't span a year or a summer. They span just a couple days each. So, I mean, you're getting all of this adventure in just what essentially for these characters is just like 3 or 4 days. So that's great. And while you're able to grow with the characters and they're not aging at the same pace you are like other books do, it's not just books that kids can enjoy because of that. I mean, it's very relatable in that way. And it's just, I don't know, it's in the same realm of relatability that Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and, you know, the Hunger Games are, where adults can actually read it and enjoy it because it's smart middle grade literature. Like, it's not dumbed down for kids, which is awesome, because a lot of times you find, especially if you're an older person reading middle grade books, you're just like, oh my god, like, really? Are kids this stupid? It needs to be spelled out this much? No, and this is great. I mean, it spells out some stuff, especially when it comes to like the Egypt stuff, because I mean, kids aren't going to be well versed in Egypt stuff. I mean, I'm not well versed in Egypt stuff, but it's thanks that way, because while it spells stuff like that out, and stuff that pertains to that in the plot line, because otherwise it wouldn't make much sense if you don't understand what's going on, the more modern day stuff, it's very, very intelligent writing. Like, it's not treating kids as though they're stupid and can't understand what's going on. Basically, bottom line, if you're looking for a great series to recommend kids, I mean, like, I'm definitely going to try and get my younger cousin to read these. I got her the Chris Colfer book for her birthday last year, and she almost kind of just left the room to go start reading it. She was really, really excited for it, so I'm hoping I can get her into these ones. Percy Jackson didn't really do it for her, but her cousin loved it. Oh, our cousin loved it, same age. So it's a great book that you can actually read with your kids too, and if anything, if you do the chapter a night, chances are you're going to be way ahead. So that's a good thing. But yeah, and the audiobook is fantastic. Fantastic. Like, I have all the books that are out up to date, but I'm pretty sure I'll just go to my online library and get the audiobooks for them if I can, because they are awesome. Awesome. So anyways, that is my review for the first 2 books in the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. Go to your local library or your local bookstore and get them for yourself, because they are amazing, okay? Amazing. Bye everyone, until next time.